Sometimes, when you replace the data in one of the DataViz Idealab templates, you might notice that the chart doesn't quite update the way you expected it to. One of the most common reasons that this happens is that the axis boundaries are still set to the values from the original example data. So this can happen on either the X or Y axis, but as you can see here, when I input my own data, it gets cut off over here on the right side because it's extending beyond the current horizontal axis range. And this is usually almost always guaranteed when you switch from percentages to counts or vice versa, like I did. And then alternatively, you also might end up with a lot of unnecessary empty white space if your values are much smaller than the original scale. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. So first we are going to want to click anywhere inside the chart area, not on the title or labels, just somewhere within the chart itself. And then we're going to do that one more time. And then because currently we don't see the axis that we need to edit, we're going to need to turn that back on. So we're going to do that via the Chart Elements button, which on some versions of Excel is going to be right in this top right corner. But you can also always find it under the Chart Design tab of the top ribbon. So in the top left corner here, we have our Add Chart Elements. We're going to go to Axes, and then you can select either your primary horizontal or vertical, depending on which axis you want to adjust. So in our case right now, the horizontal. Then we're going to go back to our chart and right click directly on that axis. And then we're going to scroll down to Format Axis. And this is going to open up the Format Axis pane on the right side of the screen. So here under Axis Options, we're going to look for the Bound section. And then this is where we will find our minimum and our maximum values that control the scale of the axis. So now we will just simply update those values. So I'm going to change this maximum of 1 because we were previously working with percents, and make that a 10. And then as you can see, as soon as you change them, your chart is going to automatically update. So you can also fine tune and play around with different values to see what works for your biz. Then when you've found a scale that works, we can go back and get rid of this axis if we don't need it. So you can just click on that again and either delete on your keyboard, or you can go back into the chart design, add chart element, and then just uncheck. And that's it. Now we know how to adjust our axis boundaries to ensure that our visualization is accurately displaying your data and that you're making the best use of available space.